Well, here's my little new mechanic. Her name is Gizzy. She's 3 years old. Hello, everybody. This is Ron here at the cat house. As you can see, I got the kitty babies all over the place. My little mechanics are sleeping around. That's my little gray wolf. That's my little Pebs right there, little Pebbles. And the rest of them are hiding, I see. Well, today's video is I've pretty much finished making the intake adapter for a 2.8 liter 60 degree V6 multi-port. And what you're doing is we're taking the plenum off, fuel injection off, the injectors, and we're turning around and we're actually using, yes, I'm saying this JB weld, just to let you know, because I had to plug the holes up. But it's practically simple, and here it is. So what I did was actually make it pretty simplified right here. I had to make sure most of my bolt holes are ready. Now I can set this up to both a 2-barrel carb up or set it up for a 4-barrel. So pretty much it's simplified. I don't know, I'm trying this high heat plastic because I had a hard time trying to weld with my welder here. And the welder will work, but I realized this is 3/8 plate that I use and a 1/4 inch plate that I use, aluminum. So this is what I did. You start off with a piece of aluminum. As you can see, this right here is 3/8, and I probably went overkill with it. And what I did was I used a gasket that comes with the plenum. If you buy the plenum kit, which there's the old plenum, the upper plenum and the lower plenum. And there's the gasket right here. I used the gasket as a template. So when I did that, I just made my marks and went around. And let me tell you something that I've learned about aluminum cutting. You can cut it with a saw, but when you're trying to cut small holes, jigsaw don't like it. Nothing else likes it. So I use my cheap Harbor Freight, we call it thing drill press, okay? And I drilled as many holes as I could. And I ended up buying a burr kit, well, not even a burr kit, but it was just a burr bit. The way it looks, it's the same thing that they use with, I think, the CNC machines, which I wish I could learn how to operate one, because I really love to have one. But I stuck this on my little air grinder, turned around, and of course aluminum went all over the darn place. And this little thing will nibble on that aluminum, and it's made to cut aluminum. So I had to freehand everything that I did. And when I freehand everything, I finally got it to where I could drill I drilled my holes, did the best I could. I might can do a little bit more, thanks JB, use a file and finish it off. And anyways, that's the first section plate. Now, the injectors, yes, I did use JB weld to cover them up, because the first initial idea was you really wouldn't have to use the plate. And if I don't want to use the plate, I've got to do this section here and fill it and level it, okay? But I'm still going to fill that section in, and I can use the plate, or this is supposed to be some kind of high temperature plastic. And like I said, this is kind of still unfinished. But what I did is I cut it to make it where actually that's going to be the section of everything. And I do need to sand it because I want to get all this stuff off. But if you see the idea why I did the JB weld, because if I did not want to use that plate, you make a gasket still and it will still sit on there. Okay. Now the final is the top plate, which I used a 1/4 inch right here. And I'm just trying to see if I can just set it back right there, which, no, I got it right, okay. And you'll just drill the holes through for the bolts. Now this it should definitely hold the top, okay. As you see, I got it set up for 4-barrel, but I'm probably just gonna stick with a 352 barrel. I have to still center, what do you call it, countersink bolts. I got to get countersink bolts for it. Make my gaskets for the bottom here and the top, and turn around and just seal it. And the gasket that I get for the 2-barrel, which this is a thin one, but we all know they have the Ford ones that are over a 1/4 inch thick. That's your cut cleared accelerator pump. This will be the front, so right there. And I still have my intake back there in the back, but I am going to lose my old school, you can't see it, the old school HEI distributor that I have. But I've got a vacuum vent style, the out, not end cap, but the outside coil to put on there. But basically that's what you've got right there. This is the rear of the engine. That's the front right here. And basically you see the 4-barrel sitting on it alone. But I use, when 1 1/4 inch thick with the plastic, you could go more, but I'm worried about hood clearance for the Silverbird. And the only thing that I could tell you is, thank God I got a hole here and there's a shaker there, because I can go up. But basically that's what's going on. So if you got any question, comments, or anything like that, good, bad, whatever I did wrong, please let me know. But the one thing I don't know is how much heat that this plastic will hold. And I forgot the name of it, but we use it at work, and it's the same style plastic. And I tried it with heat it with a torch, and it got hot quick. But also, too, I realized paper is an insulator, and aluminum, yes, it does take some of the heat. But maybe that'll help keep it cool. But anyways, as soon as I get this on here and try it, I'm gonna go with it, and I might take that 500 carb because that's a 600 and I got a 500 Summit carb, and I might try it, but I don't know yet. But any question, comments, or concerns or anything, there's still a lot of these 2.8s with the multi-port on it. Me and JB were talking about the Edelbrock, and I'm not knocking it down, but when you're trying to be on a budget, you're kind of gonna have to make your own parts for some of this stuff. But hey, you can always say, where'd you get that intake from? I made it. There you go. And you can always show your impress your friends that way if you want to. Oh, you want one? And if they do, charge the piss out of them. That's how you do it. More money for more projects. But anyways, God bless y'all and have a good evening. Bye-bye.